Okay, so now today we are going to see the what is the Docker. Okay, and what is the purpose of the Docker? Okay, so think that. Okay, for example, you guys all are not from the background of the CS. Okay, I know that. Okay, for example, think that I'm working on a one application. Okay, so even though if you are not from the one of the background from the CS background, so think that I'm working on the one of the what application. So this application is made up of what, like Java, okay, and another one Spring Boot. These are the languages we have used to create the what, the this application Spring Boot, and the web server is Apache. I'm using it. You know what is Apache, right? You have installed Apache in your EC2 instance, and have you have tried the one of the application, that is web application, using the HTML, CSS, right? Yes or no? No? In the AWS EC2 instance. So Apache. So I have Java, Spring Boot, Apache. Apache is a web server. Okay. So this is my language. So in this version, I'm using the 11 as a version. I'm using the Java 11. Okay. And Spring Boot, okay, no worries. I'm just using the Spring Boot latest one only. So now I have written some kind of what code or source code. Okay, so to create this application, think that. So I have written some sample. Okay, class demo. Okay, public static void static void main. Okay, so Astana string arguments. Okay, then it will be like flower bracket open, flower bracket open, and this somewhere there is a system dot out dot println. This is the application I have. Think that this is my application. Check with your brother what is the problem with the system. Okay, so it is not taking that particular SQL only. Okay, so yeah. So some he actually installed this code when he then should uninstall that. Yeah. He works in the system but now it is not installing. Yeah. The thing is like it might be regarding the Ubuntu. Check with he might by change something configuration. Yes. Okay. So now this application is there. So which is in my system. Think that it is in a my system. Okay. This is in my system. That is local system. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll write a small example over here. Like Saturday. Yeah, sure. So in the Visual Studio Code, I'll write the okay. So test1 dot Java. Okay. So I'm writing this. So class चश्मा वर्क बंद है ना box system site hello world. Okay, so this is my what application is there. Now I can run it. Okay, so in my system, if I have the JDK in my system means I can run this particular code is there, right? So I can run it. Okay, so wait for it. It is running. Okay, it's a debugging till now. So it is running means I can get the what output as a hello world. Okay, so this is my application. Now I have created this application and I want to send it to the water. I want to send it to a testing team. Okay. There will be testing team also will be there in a company, right? So which has to, for example, I'm the developer. I have created this application. Okay. Now I will send this to particular testing team. One is SIT. SIT means system integration testing. Okay. System integration means different OS and different OS, how that particular this application will work on the different operating system that has to be done. And UIT, that is user interface testing, means how this application can be seen to the what the user, means how the users can check it, like if the particular button is not working. Okay, so that how all things should be tested. That is a user interface testing. Next one, automation testing. Okay, manual testing, everything will be there. Okay, these are the testing team will be different testing team is there. Now think that the same code I will send it to the water, the system integration testing. In the different operating system, they have to install the water JDK, that is yeah JDK 11 I was using, that has to be installed in the different operating system like Mac or Linux and also Ubuntu and Windows operating system. They has to install the what JDK 11 in the different operating system. Okay, so they had before the what JDK 8. Okay, in the system. If the JDK 8 is present, this whatever the JDK 11 doesn't approve, means because it is lower version compared to what JDK 11. So some of the keywords will not be present or the some of the function will not be present in the JDK 8 to JDK 11. So that means I need to install the what JDK 11 inside this one. Yes or not? Getting my point? So if they're having the SIT team is having JDK 8 means they has to install the what JDK 11 in their system. Each and every operating system they have to install the JDK 11 and Spring Boot and Apache in all the system. For UIT also they has to install again the whatever the requirement according to this. Okay. So now if they don't have this JDK 11 and the JDK 8, nothing they have. Okay, think that they doesn't have the whatever JDK 11 and JDK 8, nothing is there. So I sent the what? The whatever the application is there, I have sent. Will it that work? Will it work? Will it work, guys? Where are these? Hey, Sheikh Mastan, you taken only 3 days of what? Permission. Mastan. Mastan or Sheikh? I don't know. He's joining. I'm giving the recording, right? That is the reason he is not attending. Okay. So others, are you guys understanding what my question is? So if the JDK 11 or JDK 8 is not present, so will that whatever the application I will be sending to you, will it work? No, right? It will tell you to install your JDK in your system. So at that time, what they has to do, they has to install the each and everything in their system. So instead of installing each and everything, what as a developer or a tester team can do is like they can make the container of that. Okay. So if I make the container, if I make the container of this one, container means which have the all the packages, all the packages. If I have this all the packages, so I can send it to what? This site means that packages, whatever the JDK 11 and Spring Boot and Apache. So I make it one container. Okay. Then I can give it to the what? The person who is using the like who wants the JDK 8 and everything. They don't need to install it. They can directly run that container. Okay. Because it is having already the what? The packages means it is present in the isolated. Getting my point? Getting or still having confusion? Should I explain another way? Understood? Pakka, are you sure, guys? From online?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What is that? Ask for his name. What is his name? Oh, shit. So, which one? Did he talk with us? Okay. So, this is how it will be done. Okay. So, next one. Another one also example I'll give you. Okay. Now, think that you guys use the Linux. Okay. So, how you use Linux? Huh? Huh? Ubuntu operating system. Where did you install? In your Windows. So that called as a what? Huh? Hey, it is virtual server. Huh? How did you use? This is your your host operating system. That is your Windows. Okay. On this top of that, you have installed the Ubuntu operating system. Yes or no? So that Ubuntu operating system is there. Now, did you install the virtual machine or virtual box? Virtual box, right? That is called as a virtual box. You have installed the virtual box. So that means on the top of this, I have installed this virtual box. If you install the virtual box, what is the time it required to install that one? Huh? Few minutes. Few minutes. I thought like 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes, what it is installed, I thought. Okay, so for example, it takes a 10 minutes. Okay. After using this, whether your system is working properly, means it becomes little bit slow. Yes, right? Slow. Okay. Think that. So I will install the what another one. In that virtual box, again I'll install the another operating system called Mac. Okay. So now again it will become a slow. Yes, right? So the thing is like if I use the virtual box instead of using the virtual box, what I can do is I can make a container. So container is a what? Lightweight packages. Okay, so lightweight packages on your top of the what? Operating system. So I can make a one container. So different containers. It will be a lightweight packages. For example, I want to use the Ubuntu operating system. Okay, I can make a I can make a container of this one. Okay, So it will be having the what? Packages. Okay, that packages. Or you can say image. You know what is the image? AMI. What is that? Image means. What is image? Object. Okay. Then others inside the online. Huh? For you also.
The path name.
He said for operations managers.
For you also asked. What it is, Sharath?
The path name. Bundle.
Path. Path.
Yeah.
No? Okay. You guys take the what? Pictures, right? From the camera. So what it is? What you call it as? Images. So it will be same exactly you only, right? Or a different person it will be there. No, right? If you take your thing, so it will be same as it is yours. So that means it is called as an image. Okay. The same thing, that image means exactly copy of what? That packages. That is called as a what? Image. So AMI is also like image, it's called, right? So that is having the what? The exact copy. Okay. So this image will create a what? Containers. This container will be having the what? It will be isolated that packages. Okay. And it will transfer to somebody. Okay. So I can take this container and I can give it to somebody. So if this person using this container means he can use whatever the packages inside that means. So now what I done, I made a Ubuntu container. I sent it to somebody. So this person also can use this Ubuntu container. Okay. So which is isolated only. Isolated means in the protected. Okay. So that is how it will be done. Okay. Understanding, guys? So this is now just one of the platform. Okay. So I'm using in the Windows operating system only, using the what? Lightweight package. I don't need to install the virtual box here. I don't need to install the virtual box. I can directly use the what? Containers, and I can work on that container. Okay. So Ubuntu container or any other application container, I can use it. So now you got my point. What is the Docker? Here any doubts?
We can install packages.
That will be having already packages. That is what the images. I'll tell you what are the images, what is the containers, everything I'll explain you. But you understood why we are going to use the what image Docker. Sure. So this is the most critical part to make you to understand. Okay. So this is the thing is like, think that I'm a developer part. These two people are a developer. You guys are a testing team. Okay. So now I have developed something means, okay. So in my local system is there and I pushed it to the what? Global. That is GitHub. Okay. Now you will take that same code. Now you try to run it, but you don't have that correct extension to run it. So what you will do, you have to install that particular extension to consider into the water. What's his name? I think he talked. He talked now. I asked. Where I was. You have to install the whatever the packages. Okay. So what are the packages or whatever the extension you have to install? Reshma is sending message to you. What? What phone? She has taken or like she has okay. So this is the thing. It will be there. You have to install. If I make the copy, if I make the lightweight container, and if I send it, so what happens? You can use that container. You don't need to install the particular JDKs in your system because I made already that lightweight package and I have sent you, right? So I use the Dockers. I use the Docker to make that container and I sent you. So you can run that particular application. Okay. So this is the reason we can use the what? Docker. Okay. So the Docker is particularly used for to make it as a container. Okay. Container means it is a lightweight package, or I'll tell you in different manner what it is exactly. Okay. So here till here, if you understood, I'll go for the what is it. Okay. Online people.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Rijo. Sleeping, I guess. Sheikh Mastan. Huh? He will be surrounding, means he's. Hey, you are unmuting, but talk no. What you are talking? I don't understand. Okay, so now next one is you need to install the what? Docker desktop. Do you guys have a Docker desktop in your system? Pakka?
Yes.
No, you don't have. You guys have.
No, ma'am.
Who is not having? Sharat?
Yes, ma'am. I don't have.
Okay, please can you download now? Just need to go over here. That is, I'll just give you. Docker, just search for the Docker and enter. Okay, so you need to install the Docker desktop. Here, this is the option. You can just click on the Docker desktop. Then, okay, then go below little bit. Otherwise, get started. Here, once I click on the get started, you can see that download Docker desktop. Okay, so you need to choose the download for Windows AMD 64. Okay, don't use the ARM. If it is ARM, then go for the ARM. That is microcontroller and microprocessor. Okay, so one is microcontroller, one is microprocessor. You know what is the processors, right? Yeah. Okay, so whatever the operating system you are like this hardware that Intel core you are using, right? They will be using the one of the microcontroller or the microprocessor. So based on that, it will be there. So if you are having a microprocessor, that is ARM, I guess. So AMD, it is microcontroller. So most of the time they will use the microcontroller, just use the AMD. Okay, but you need to check it what is the processor, then you can install according to that. Okay, so now most of the time it will be AMD only, just choose for the AMD 64. Okay, guys, have you done? Have you done, guys? Let me with you. Rijo, I think you don't have. Please try to install now. Because tomorrow it requires. I will be going with a hands-on. Tomorrow she know data analytics. Basic technology. Yeah. Okay. So it's a okay, so where I was? Sharat, you done?
Yes, ma'am.
Check whether you guys have the Docker desktop, then it is not a worry. If not, then follow this process, whatever I have done. Do you guys have everybody? Sheikh Mastan, Rijo. First 5 minutes I'll give. Done with Sharath, whatever the installation it is done. Sharath,
Ma'am, but I'm not using system right now. So I've
you're not
installed
using
upload.
desktop, but
Yeah,
you
ma'am.
have to, do that.
Yeah, I will do it.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Ma'am.
Done. Unpacking. Okay. So once it is done, that installation, you need to connect to the what Docker hub. Okay. So what is Docker hub means? Docker hub. So we need to create a what account over here. Okay. So hub is just like a cloud platform to store your images. Okay. Just like a GitHub. Okay. So it is just you need to create a what account over here. Then you can continue. Okay. I have already this account. I'm just clicking on that directly. So this is how the Docker hub it will be looks like. So if you want to see, this is my images. Okay, these are my images. If you go and see that, it is my images. So if you see that, if you go into the Docker hub here, there is option also Docker hub. So you can find most of the the images, which is we can find it over here. Okay, otherwise you go to explore, click on the explore. Here you can see there are most of the images are present. These are called as a what images. So which is having the copy of the packages. Getting. For example, if you go into this one, PyTorch. Okay, so you can see that actually there is nothing, but I can run this one. So this is actually having the what packages. How that package is also created, I'll tell you in the future class. Okay, so now you can see these are the what things they have used for that. Okay. So I hope this image is clear. Okay, so what is Docker Hub? Docker Hub is a what? Platform to store your images. Okay, we can call this one as also Docker registry. What is Docker registry? What is Docker registry? Visible, right? Hello. Yeah, hi. Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah, I got it. Yes, I got it. Yeah. Mhm. You meant to say that like colleges and everything. Mhm. Mhm. Yes, yeah. So regarding the like, is it demo classes or how it is? Okay. Okay, fine. So what kind of semester I didn't get like? Okay. Sure. No worries. Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah. Sure. Thank you. Okay. Docker registry. So Docker registry means it is a platform to store your images. Okay. We can store our images, and also we can pull the images or we can download the images. Understanding? We can download the images or we can store or we can push the images into that platform. That is called as a what? Docker registry. So sleepy, yeah? Ashutosh, he's sleeping. Okay. So we can download or we can pull or we can push and we can store the what? Our images. Okay. That is called as what? Docker registry. So next one is Docker. Write this whatever I'm telling. Okay. What is Docker registry and what is the Docker? What is Docker daemon? Next one is what is Docker daemon? So have you heard like you have done with the HTTPD, right? So that is Apache server. Okay. So that is called as a what? A daemon. It's called as a what? Engine. Engine. Daemon means engine. So what is this Docker daemon? What is the purpose of this Docker daemon? Okay. So for example, if I go with the Docker desktop here. Okay. Docker desktop. Okay, you can see this. It is showing that it is engine, right? So now it is engine. This is called as whatever. This engine is called as what? Docker daemon. So why this Docker daemon is used? Okay, so ma'am, we have this engine, so we can use it however we want. But why? Why we are using this Docker daemon? What is the purpose of this Docker daemon? It's already done, right? What is the purpose of Docker daemon? Huh? To run the images, to run the container. Huh? Okay. So it can helps us to, okay, so it can helps us to communicate. Okay, so there is a Docker hub is there, right? So this is my Docker hub. This is my what? Docker desktop or a Docker demo or a Docker engine. Let me make it as a Docker desktop. Okay, Docker desktop. In this Docker desktop, we have a what? Engine. Okay, so that engine helps us to communicate to the what? Docker hub using API. Using the API. I have, but I can means I can pull and I can push and also I can download it, right? So how we can download it? If I don't have a Docker engine, right? So I can push and I can download from the registry. But how we can download it from the registry? Question is there, right? So how can we download? Docker registry is platform to store or pull or push. Okay, we can do it. But how we can push it and how can we download it? From the Docker registry. So that is using the what? Docker daemon that is present in the Docker desktop using the what? API. Okay. So what? Now what is the question? Like you might be arised with a what is the API? What is that API? What is API? CS students. Huh?
Fine.
Okay. The thing is like, for example, with a small example, I'll help explain you what is the API. So, okay. So Google is there. Okay. So Google is there. In the Google, there are multiple website or many things will be there. Okay. Application, something is there. Okay. Think that I'm using the Microsoft Edge. Okay. Edge server, or think that I'm using the Edge server. I'm trying to access the Gmail in this Microsoft Edge. Okay. Gmail is from the Google, right? I can access it directly. But Gmail, I want to access in the what? Edge. I want to sign in the Edge. Okay. So will it directly sign in? The sign-in process, I can understand that everything will be done easily. But that is present in the Google platform. Okay, Google platform. Now I'm using the Microsoft Edge web browser. Okay, so this will be having some kind of protection. Yes, right? This will be having some protection. So that protection can be used by, means the API will be having that kind of token. That token will be having to communicate what? With this Google. Understanding? From the Microsoft Edge to Google. So that can communicate. That it will be telling that this person is logging in. I have that token. So just let me in. Okay, let me in. Then I can take that Google, whatever it is there, and I can make them to log in. So that is what the API all about. Okay. Get thing is like you are the one person who is trying to sell something, that is drugs. Okay, think that you are selling the drugs. Now the person is over here. Okay, so drugs can directly sell it. No, right? What you will do? You will go with the strangers, but you will give some kind of token. Stranger means directly you can't give it, right? So you will be giving some token to that person. You will provide that token. So if that token is matching with this person, then he can take it. Otherwise, no. So this is a what? The stranger is now what? API. So if you will give the token to this guy, and this guy has to give that token to that particular seller or buyer. Okay. So now what happens? If the token is matches, he will buy it. Otherwise, no. It is kind of like it is not gonna work, right? So same thing, the API is a what? So it will take the what? Take token from you and it will give it to the what? Google. So it will give you back whatever it is. If it is matching, it will give. That is what the API. So the same thing. So here also that we are there is a API will be there. That token will be there to communicate between the what? Docker Hub to Docker desktop. Okay, got it? So here any doubts? No, sure. Okay. So Docker daemon is used for to communicate from the Docker desktop to what? Docker Hub using the what? Doc API. Okay. So write it down. So doubts? Clear? Clarified? Really? So not really. I'm feeling like that sound is coming from. So next one. Image. What is a Docker? Okay. Docker image. Okay, what is this Docker image? Okay, so as I already mentioned, the image is a what? A copy of the packages to create the what? To create the container. Okay, Docker image is a copy of the packages or a clone of the package. Copy or a clone of the packages to create a container. Okay, so next one. Container. Okay, what is container? So container is, it is a replica of the, what? The image. It is a replica of the image. Which runs in a isolated manner. Okay, so that is called as a what? Container. Replica means copy. So the same thing, it is a copy of this image again. So it will be holding that images. So for example, if you are running the one business called chocolate business, okay, think that you are running the chocolate business. Okay, now this chocolate is a what? It is present in your area, that is in India. Now I want to export this into the different country. Okay, how do you export that one? How do you export? Huh? Whom I have to ask? Huh? Faruka. Father. You'll ask father. Okay, father, what father will tell? How do you export to the other country? How? Where?
Without brand.
Where? Do you go with export in the aeroplane? Aeroplane, sure. No, right? Then how do you go? Ship, right? So ship will be having a what? A containers. That containers is isolated, means your chocolate is your image. That will be isolated in a one of the container. Okay, means protected. So that is what a container. Same thing, it is also carrying your replica of that image. Okay, so then it will go, or you can deploy it anywhere. Okay, that is what a container. Now you got it. Understood? Okay, so till here is clear, means we can see that tomorrow's class, what is hypervisor and what is the containerization. Okay, so tomorrow we'll see what is the containerization and what is the hypervisor. Sure, guys? Sharath and 𝗖𝗂𝗿𝗀𝗃 and Risho. So Sharath, don't
Yes, ma'am.
use the what your mobile. Okay, so you try to use the desktop. So I will be giving the simultaneously task. If you are running afterwards, if you are creating this one afterwards, means you will get some kind of, obviously you will get some kind of doubts or some queries. So if you write it in, like if you do that task in the class itself, I can clarify easily. And also you will not be lagging in the classes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Rijo and 𝗖𝗂𝗿𝗀𝗃. 𝗖𝗂𝗿𝗃, you are talking. I don't know. I can't hear you or what. You're not even talking. You're just unmuting and keeping. That's it.
Someone is friend.
Huh? Someone friend will be there. Then what you are taking? You have to come tomorrow. I will not allow to the classes tomorrow if you are doing like this, Mastan. Okay, so we will see tomorrow. So regarding the hypervisor, and also we will see the containerization, and then we will see the how to create a containers. Okay, fine. Yeah. So let's say bye, and okay, bye then, guys. Wait.